What's up, YouTube? So today I wanted to discuss something that is the burning question on everybody's mind, which is, why the hell do I have so many yo-yos? Conversely, you could tell me why the hell you have so many yo-yos, but why do I have so many yo-yos? Well, it comes down to it. I have so many yo-yos because I want to. I don't need to have so many yo-yos. Why do I need so many yo-yos? I don't. I just don't. But, I've mentioned before that I'm a little bit obsessive, compulsive. I'm certainly that way with hobbies. There's 14 guitars downstairs. There's 2 crates full of action figures upstairs. There's probably 200 or 300 of those. And, I like my hobbies. I like to collect things over a period of time, but I like to collect things in sort of a controlled manner. Like, I'm not a completionist where I need to have every color of the Replay Pro, every color of the G-Squared Banshee, things like that. I don't need to have, like, every color, but, if it's something that I would probably like, even if I have something that's relatively similar, I probably want one, and I'll probably pick the one that I think looks the coolest. So, that's the short answer. I guess the long answer is, for me, that I feel like yo-yos fit into a bunch of different categories. I'd say there's about 5 different categories that are very overlapping for 5A yo-yos, or for 1A yo-yos, rather, 5A yo-yos. 1A yo-yos, I say there's 5 categories that are pretty overlapping, and a lot of these yo-yos you can use for a lot of different styles. But then there's also looping, fixed axle, and off-string as well. So let's kind of get into Now, looping yo-yos kind of all look like this. This isn't really a looping yo-yo. This is just a Duncan Pro yo, but this is kind of what they end up, looking like. I broke a couple looping yo-yos. I kind of need to get a couple nice loopers, but I just haven't really wanted to work on looping because it takes a really long time, and just haven't really wanted to work on it lately. But, looping yo-yos, and this I've had, I think, forever. This may be the first time I've put it on camera, but, something that's small and thin and, good for throwing loops and whatnot. So, have a couple of these. I've had a lot of these over the years. Most of them break because they're cheap plastic and they cost a few bucks. Fixed axle yo-yos, if you've watched my channel at all. If you haven't, and this is your first video, hi, my name's Tom. But anyway, if you watched my channel at all, I like fixed axle yo-yos. I've been throwing fixed axle yo-yos probably for 20 years. Just playing catch with myself. But I like to have a bunch of these, and I've collected a ton of these over the years as well. And just recently, though, this is my only one at the moment, but I'm starting to enjoy off-string. I don't even know if it counts as yo-yo, really. I guess it does a little bit, but the throwing and the catching of it is just, I'm having fun with it now that I can throw it and catch it on the string and bind it and all that. So that's pretty cool. And, so part of the reason why is I need a bunch is because I like to try different things, and it's fun to do that way. And moving on to the 5A or the 1A yo-yos, the unresponsive yo-yos that I usually am using for tricks. To me, they fall into 5 different categories, and the categories overlap. So the first category is like durable plastic yo-yos. The Replay Pro would fall into this category. The Duncan Freehand Pro would fall into this category. Basically, the yo-yos that are made of plastic, that are palm plastic usually, that if you take to the park and you bang them off the monkey bars, or your kids take them and chuck them down the steps or whatever, they're not really going to take too much damage, and, something that plays pretty okay, that doesn't cost a whole lot, $20 or less, that you could just take places and beat the hell out of, and it'll still work because it's made of plastic and it's meant to take hits like that. So that, to me, is the first category, and I have quite a few of those. I've got some Replay Pros. I'm going to do another Replay Pro review here soon, and the Duncan stuff is nice. I like to pick those up because they're cheap, they're inexpensive, and I use them. So they get use. At least, the use that the money I spend on them is. And, I have probably purchased video games that have gotten less, for $60 that have gotten less use than those $15 or $20, cheap durable plastics. The next category is nice plastics. So these are a little more expensive. This is the Big Dipper, but the Yeti or whatever also falls into that category. I feel like the nicer plastics are sort of, for me, kind of a like homage, I guess, to where I kind of started playing. I like the feel of a plastic yo-yo. I really do. I've said that before. And the nicer plastics, kind of play like a metal would, but they're plastic. So you get that plastic feel. Like I said, the Yeti, the Big Dipper, I guess, the Protostar kind of all fall into that category. The Protostar, like I said, is kind of it's just not that, I guess it's not really that durable, because I have a cracked North Star that proves it's not that durable. But these are just, they play nicer, they play smoother, the QC's a little better, but at the same time they're still plastic. So I like these, and you'll see me grab these from time to time as well and review them, because when they cost more than the durable cheap plastics that I like to take places, but at the same time they have that nostalgic, that plastic feel, which for me is something nostalgic and something fun, but I still want it to perform, hence why I have those. The next sort of category is metal beaters, and I meant to grab the N12 Sharks Honor, but I didn't. But this will do, because I beat the hell out of the other Echo 2, and that's why I have this one, because I killed the other one. So the metal beaters category, I feel like, is just a category of metals. A lot of Magic Yo-Yos fall into this category. Like I said, the N12 Sharks Honor, and also the Duncan Echo 2, now that it's $25, fall into this category of like yo-yos that are more, they still kind of fall in the same rate. Like, you can get plastic yo-yos for $20 or $30. You can get these yo-yos for $20-ish. But I don't particularly care what happens to them either. So it's like yo-yos that I think are cool, and they're metal and they perform pretty well. But they're not that interesting. But they're great to just also, take places, throw outside with them, throw while you're cooking outside. If they get dinged, if they get beat up, if you break them. Like I said, I broke my other Echo 2 just from all the abuse that it took. You're not out a ton, but you're still, you've got something that spins a little longer and has, a lot of that performance, like the nicer metals would have, but still something that's just not anything to care about. So I have a few of these as well, just to kind of switch it up a little bit. I've actually got one in my desk at work now. I took my Magic Yo-Yo Amatoys to work, and it just sits in my desk, and that's what I use it for. Just kind of a everyday sort of a throw at lunch kind of thing, and it doesn't matter, like, if it gets stolen or something happens to it. It was only $15, $20, so not that huge of a deal. Next category is kind of that mid-range metal category, which is kind of where most of my yo-yo, the category most of my yo-yos fall into. Maybe not most, but a good portion. And this kind of like, the line blurs here as to what mid-range and high range is, but I'll kind of show you what I think mid-range kind of ends up being. I sort of feel like this is sort of where Yo-Yo Factory lives. So the Yo-Yo Factory Shutter, the Checkpoint, Aviator 2, stuff like that. 45, 35, $50, something like that. It's very mid-range. Now, these are very clearly, these are meant to perform on a high end. This is a world champion yo-yo, and a lot of guys, a lot of these are guys' signatures who compete all over the world, and this is what they use to compete with. So, competition grade, competition level yo-yos of guys who use, these guys and girls who use these yo-yos to compete on a pretty regular basis, but are still not going to bust the bank. Now, these all come in at cheaper than, a brand new video game is what, $60, $70, something like that, depending. So these come in at like $35, $40, $45, $50, depending on the colorways you get and stuff. And this is where most of my stuff comes in. Generally, they're still made in China, like a lot of the Magic Yo-Yo stuff is. But there's a few exceptions. I've raved about the one drop. I feel like these fall into the mid-range category. I've raved about the one drop benchmark series. A little on the higher end of mid-range, but at $57, outplays anything else. Even close to even close to $57, in my opinion. So, I've got a lot of these too, but I feel like these are sort of a steal. That's why I've got all of them. But yeah, like the one drop benchmark stuff is very, to me, very mid-range, but, also high performing. And I like them. Now, I like the guys at one drop too. So, a lot of this, why do you have so many Yoyos? Well, because I want to support the people who I think are doing good things. I think they're doing really good things at one drop, and I have fun with their Yoyos. So if I get more of them and they get support from me, and I can come on YouTube and rave about how much I like them, then it's just it works out for everybody. It grows the community. It makes me happy because I get to play with new fun Yoyos, and it makes everybody happy. So, that's another part of it too. The last category, and clearly you're is the high end stuff. Now this is your $100+ Yoyos, your G squared Banshees, and your one drop 5000 QV Countach, and the stuff that's just you're spending some bank on these. $100 for a Yo-Yo, considering you can get one for like 10, is a lot. But to me, a lot of these are worth it. This might be my favorite. These two are my favorite, my favorite Yo-Yos I've ever played with ever. They're so good, just so good, so fun, such high performance, such beautiful quality. They look and feel perfect. I mean, so if you're gonna spend, if you're looking to spend money, on Yo-Yos, I like that you can do that and really, really get something nice. Now, I'm not gonna have a ton of $100 Yo-Yos. I think I've got two. I've got a Wolf that I spent $75 on. It's a glitch, and it's unanodized, it's clear. But so I've got like 3, although I have 4. I have this one too. The Code 2. Now these are all $100+ Yo-Yos or more. These ones are more. These two, but worth every penny that you pay for them. You get what you pay for, with both the look, the feel, the just everything. But I don't get too many of these. I kind of stick to the mid range, but every now and then, it's nice to splurge on something really, really, really nice. And that's what you get. I mean, you do your research, channels like mine, there's lots of guys who do YouTube reviews. I know you're not going to get to touch these things a lot of times before you buy them. You're just going to have to order them. But there's other guys who do reviews and stuff like I do, and a lot of them are much better at Yo-Yo than me, so, keep an eye out on that. Now, so, why do I need all these? I don't, but I like it. It makes me happy. Clearly, it makes me happy. See, I'm smiling. What do I do with them? So I've got a case. You saw in the beginning of the video, I've got cases. I usually pop the case open, leave it open either on my desk or on my desk chair, the chair I'm sitting in. It's open on my desk right now. And I just wander back and forth and throw a Yo-Yo for a little bit, talk to my wife, hang out with the kids while they're playing or whatever. Put it back, grab another one, walk around, and these all get use in one way or another. Now they may not get an hour plus of straight use all the time. Some of them do, but they all get used, and I feel like for my purposes, I'm really, really enjoying the just the collecting aspect of it. I've always enjoyed collecting things, and I'm just I enjoy playing with different Yo-Yos. Variety is the spice of life. Just is. So I'm not saying that if you're you know if you're a 16 or 17-year-old kid that you need to have 50 plus yo-yos and buy a yo-yo every couple of weeks or whatever. No, you probably don't need to do that, or you shouldn't do that. But if you want to do that, that's totally okay. And I know there's a lot of guys that do. I'm certainly one of them. I'm not buying as many lately, but I'm buying some nicer ones. So I probably get 1 or 2 a month. Like purchase 1 or 2 a month. I might trade for one a little more often than that. So it may seem like I get more than that, but a lot of times it's like a trade or something. But I'm kind of settling into a groove with what I like. Trying to get stuff that as it comes up that sort of seems not rare so much, but like tougher to get just because it's kind of it's neat. So the SF yo-yos, the SF. I like those guys. I like this yo-yo, and they seem to just design yo-yos for fun. Fun's big thing with me. I like fun things. So if you're designing yo-yos with fun in mind, I'm probably going to be your fan. I'm probably going to be a fan of that. So that's basically why I have so many. So a little bit long-winded just to say, yeah, I like it, and I don't need this many, but I'm going to do it anyway because I like to buy yo-yos and I like to collect things. But tell me in the comments, do you have a lot of yo-yos? Do you like to buy a lot of yo-yos? I do the same thing with guitars. Like I said, I've been asked the same question. Wouldn't you just like to have one really, really nice guitar? Like, no. I'd like to have a lot of the middle range ones. Variety's the spice of life. But, tell me about it in the comments. What do you guys? Do you guys like to have a lot of yo-yos? Do you like to have just a couple of really great yo-yos that you really love? What do you do? Do you collect them? Do you just play one? Is it all about performance to you? Or do you just like to have a bunch of different stuff like I do? But yeah, tell me in the comments, guys. Really appreciate all the new subscribers that I've been getting lately. You guys are really killing it. Appreciate all the love. Thanks again for watching, guys. Like I said, I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate the support. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and cheers to you. I'll see you next time.